Welcome to Trading Lounge and the European indices for the 14th of January, and we're starting with the DAX here on the daily chart. On a very conservative count, we can look at this as wave 3, 4 and 5 finished on this particular high here, and looking at this last leg here as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, finished here, and then retesting the 14,000 and dropping from that point. So that's the very conservative count. It's probably not the case. It's quite normal for a market to hit a large number and vibrate here for a while until it becomes the support, and then continue in the main trend to the upside. So we've got this leg here moving to the upside, and we've got the larger trend here moving to the upside as well. So we need to look at, well, considering a top here, we need to look at where we can go short and also where we can go long as well. So let's just continue on this little top journey through here. So in this case, from wave 4 here, we'll be looking at 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 for the third wave, fourth wave here, and then the fifth wave extending a bit in terms of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. But we do have overlap here, but that can occur. So if this was correct, if it was correct, then we can go to short under this low. We would have used this low, then this low, and then this low here. So it's possible. So I'm just pointing out that this can move up, retest the 14 and drop from that point, and that would be the safe short trade setup from that point. We also need to look at the long side here with this and a more bullish count. I won't go into a lot of detail, but looking at 1 and 2 here and 1 and 2 here and 1 and 2 here, and then continuing to move up. So this is our short trade setup here, and what we want here for a safe trade is we want the 14,000 as the support. So normally the process is a bit of a moving from resistance, first high above the level, second high above the level. We can trade on that. We can also trade on that one there as well. But we want that first high above the level to come into play before moving to the upside. So in a nutshell, we want that 14,000 as the support. So you just visually need to see that there. Well, let's take a look at the FTSE. So the FTSE on the 4-hour chart is acting a little bit sluggish, but still in our uptrend here, in terms of not to worry about if wave 1 or 3 here is correct, but what we're looking for from this low here is we can clearly see wave 1 and 2 here, and then we're heading up for wave 3 here. Wave 3's normally got the extension in it, and it's got better form in it in terms of noting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here. Wave 4 is being a bit sort of sluggish and it's just not lifting off. The FTSE's doing its old tricks, and we'll just see how that plays out. But 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then going up for wave 5 here, for wave 3, then wave 4, then wave 5. So in a nutshell, moving up towards the 7,000, but we're working through the 800 number here at the moment. So once again, the safe trade would be on the 800 as support. Just on the 1 hour chart here, we had been long at this point here. We kept a tight stop on this area through here, and now we want to move back in. So I mean, you could move back in early if you want, but the earlier that you move in, the higher the risk. So if you were going to move in, then across these highs here would be okay for a small position here, but understand that this could be an A wave, a B wave and a C wave up to this point here, and fail at that point and then move down from there. So that's what you need to be mindful of. We don't have a nice impulse wave at this point. I mean, I think that we're on the right track, because this structure here is just not, this whole structure is just not finished yet. It's not completed. So yeah, we've certainly got further upside. It just could drop further, that's all, but it's already moved back to where it's max anyway, as a wave 4 here. So yeah, I mean, it's a long way from here to getting support here, but just pointing out that that's the safe trade, and we're looking for a classic trading levels pattern here, which would be the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level. Don't need to chase that up there because it will come back. and then you got the first high to go long on. There's normally a second high from the bounce here. It may not be that high, it may be lower, wherever it is. Then that becomes your trigger point. And if then the market's got to prove to you that it's going up at that point, and you'd want all the orders demand to build up on this particular number here, and that's when that gets triggered here, there will be a lot of orders sitting on that number, so your stop can go under that number. And then you can also continue to build in through here. Technically, with the trading levels, 800 is a minor level. You've got 10, 20, and 30. So support on 30 is also the top of group 1, and if you do get support on top of group 1, on top of the number 3, then the orders stop getting tested support on top of number 3, stop the market being pulled back to the 800, and what happens is you'll start to see the focus in the market depth and the futures market on the number 5 here, the 50. So that's, if you do build in through here, because you may be able to build in on it doesn't matter what you do as long as you know what you're doing. I'm just pointing out the skeleton of the situation. But tested support on number 3 here severs the pull from 8 and pulls towards 5, and support on 5 here. And you can expect, the market to have the same, whoops, wrong tool, the same sort of pattern here as well. It needs to work its way up, and then you can also add to the position there. So you can take some profit here and then move back in over here, or take all profit here, move back in, or leave it there and just build back in. This can come back down to the 3. Normally it just touches on the 4 and then moves up from that point. But let's just see how we go. We're a long way from getting in there just yet. I'm just checking on things. So I think this is 1 and 2. I think this is the A wave, the B wave here in 3 waves, and then wave 1 and 2 here, down for wave 3, typical wave 4 across here, and probably 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. So I think we're on the right track here. It's just like, it's just, looking a bit heavy sitting here. Let's just see if it pulls up a little bit higher. Is there another number in here you can move into? Yes, we've got group 2 here. So group 2 is actually 65, 72 and 80. So if you're chomping at the bit, then moving in on 65 as support, a tested support, and then build in on the 72 and then build in on the 80. You can do that. Market's trying to find support on 50, which is the next level down, of course, at this stage. Can you build in on that? You could do. I'll leave that for you to decide. I mean, it's not there yet, is it? It's not. Taking that top out there would be considering that the orders are moving in on that 50 yet, but it's not there as support just yet. So you just got to be careful. So you could go long, build a very small position on there, but we're still in that situation. We're still in at failure point at the moment there. It's not sitting on that level there. It hasn't owned that as support yet, the 5.0 there. But anyway, that's the midpoint. This is all of group 2 here. We normally just color code the 72 in red there, always orange rather, splash of color always goes down well. Now that didn't take there. I wonder why that was. What's the matter? Just do that one more time and see if it takes. If it doesn't, I'll move on anyway. There we go. Just helps clearly see things a bit. But they're the levels all around at this number here. So yeah, let's see. I'm just thinking, can you short this at all? Would there be a bigger picture here? I mean, the bigger picture here would be down for 1 here, back for 2 here, 5 waves down for 3 here, and A, B, C back for 4 here. So in that case, this is probably worth checking out here. So from that high here down to the low there, the 38.2% is going to be the struggle area here. So if it was going to fail as a wave 4, it would go to there and then move down from that point. So just being aware of that. But that also comes in on this consolidation area through here, which also brings us back to the number 8 as well. So the number 8's probably the third strongest number. So 1, 5 and 8, and then 3. A bit weird, but three's just the way the cookie crumbles. Alrighty, thanks for tuning in. Cheers.